Hey guys, this is Rolly Fubar. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this particular series of the review of Star Wars Battlefront II. Today we're going to be reviewing EA's latest release of the Star Wars franchise, Battlefront II. This is the fourth major installment of the Star Wars Battlefront series and the seventh overall, as well as being the sequel to the 2015 reboot of the series. Unlike the 2015 Battlefront 2 features a full campaign story mode, which covers multiple events over a 30-year period leading up to the Star Wars The Force Awakens. Within the campaign mode, you'll be able to play multiple characters like Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren. Another feature in Battlefront 2 is the arcade mode, which is an offline single-player or local co-op where players can choose which side to play on. In this review, we'll be covering the 5 multiplayer game modes, starting with the Galactic Assault, supporting the largest number of simultaneous players in a multiplayer game mode, 40 total. Galactic Assault takes place across 11 planets in all 3 eras of Star Wars, 20 players per team, 1 attacking, 1 defending. This game does an excellent job of making you feel like you're right in the middle of an all-out war, with the ability to choose from 4 classes: Assault, which is the fastest short and medium range; Heavy, which is an offensive and defensive class sporting a personal shield; Officers, which can buff allies, soldiers, and also deploy turrets; and the Special class, which is a sniper with a bag of tricks like laser trip mines. The better you do in the game, the more points you accumulate, which you can then use to purchase class upgrades or reinforcements such as land or airships or advanced characters such as Jedis. As I said before, Galactic Assault does an incredible job of submerging you in a massive battle, with explosions and laser gunfire crisscrossing across the field. You feel like you're actually inside a Star Wars movie. During the gameplay, you receive orders and objectives to accomplish during the match. I really enjoyed this game mode, and the ability to buy starfighters once I've earned enough points is a refreshing change from waiting for somebody to crash or be shot down and a ship to respawn like normal. My only 2 disappointments in Galactic Assault is not being able to use all the visible environment, like a building with a second floor balcony. I could be running along next to this building and see the second floor and see the balconies, but not be able to go up second floor and utilize those balconies. To me, that's just a waste. I would have liked to see more usable structures. And the second one would be the non-destructible environment. War destroys things, so let that be affected by the environment around you. This would open up more options in game strategy. Other than these 2 items, I think this was a great game mode, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Next up, we have StarFighter Assault. 24-person space combat, 12 versus 12, with both sides being supported by an additional 20 AI ships, giving you multiple space flight combat scenarios. Unlike regular air combat, where there's a distinct up and down, in space combat, there's no up and down. And with a mass of scattered space debris, combat can be dizzying and at times appearing at breakneck speeds. Once you finally get the feel of this, StarFighter Assault is a blast to play. Whether you're curling through the mass of space debris to lose a close chasing enemy, or chasing down bombers, the overall effect is really thrilling. Just like a Galactic Assault, you have a special earned points on upgrades like the Millennium Falcon, but make them count, because if you're killed, you're back to your regular old X-Wing. Okay, let's talk about Heroes vs. Villains. So Heroes vs. Villains is an 8-player team deathmatch with a cycling main target on each side. This is a 4-on-4 battle that lets you play as some of your favorite Star Wars characters, including Jedis. There's Darth Maul in there, there's Darth Vader, and there's Yoda, and there's some others in there. So this is probably the most anticipated game mode. Who wouldn't want to play as a Jedi character fighting another Jedi character, swinging the lightsaber, right? That's what everybody wants to do. So the way these characters' attacks work out, you have 1 normal attack, and you have 3 specials. These can be attacks or defensive, such as a heal, and there's also 1 block. All these are executed by using one click of a single button, except for one special which takes clicking 2 buttons at the same time. So, unfortunately, this game mode, for me, is the biggest disappointment of the game. I mean, so much more could have gone into depth to the combat that was built into this game, especially since we got lightsabers. Come on, lightsabers, right? There was no parrying, there's no directional attacks, no left or right, no high, medium, or low attacks, or corresponding blocking systems. I mean, come on. There was so much more they could have done in this game that they didn't do. When it comes right down to it, this game mode just falls into a sad button meshing fest for 9-year-olds. Where are the lightsaber combos? Unfortunately, nowhere to be found. Alright, let's talk about Strike Mode, the next game mode in Star Wars Battlefront II. So this is a 16 total player, an 8 versus 8 foot soldier battle on objective-based scenarios. This is basically Galactic Assault on a lot smaller scale maps with no vehicles. With one team on the attack while the other team's on the defensive stand, this becomes a tug of war of the front line, basically. This is basically a Star Wars version of American football. Get the object and take it to the goal line. It's that simple, but in the end, it's not so simple. So once again, just like Galactic Assault, I really enjoyed this game mode. With a focus on teamwork and a move forward or push back the enemy, this becomes really a fast-paced firefight that really gets hot and heavy. If you're on the offense on this, you're constantly trying to break through that front line to push through and make it to the final section. But if you're on defensive, you're trying to hold that front line. You're trying to put up blockades. You're trying to gather around a door and keep them from coming in. Be sure to watch that flank though. You never know when they're going to come from the other direction. And finally, we have Blast. This is the standard deathmatch. Team deathmatch, actually. 10 versus 10. Battling to be the first team to reach 100 kills. So for me, this game mode was just okay. It was just a standard team deathmatch. You can't really say any much more than that. There wasn't anything that stood out. Like all the other game modes, you accumulate points based on your performance that you can spend to get higher class characters or Jedis and everything, but to me it just seemed like nothing special, nothing different than any other one that I've ever played before. So it really didn't stand out. So the last thing I'll discuss is the customization by cards and the crafting and the weapons upgrades. So cards are obtained by random drops from loot crates, or you can buy them using scrap. So cards let you alter your stats and abilities of a unit. This includes every class, every vehicle, every starfighter, and hero in the game. So basically everything's its own unit. And each of these have their own set of cards. So how do you level up on your cards? The more star cards that you collect, the higher your star card level goes, which unlocks higher level cards. At first, you only have one card slot available, but as you level your star card level, you'll be able to equip 2 cards at level 5 and 3 cards at level 10. So for me, the whole star card thing is kind of crappy and janky. It's very minuscule. I would have much rather seen maybe an ability tier for your characters. Maybe not to give special abilities, but maybe say increase your mag size where you don't have to have burn your fingers on a laser gun, and it increases that time period where you can fire for a longer term before you get burned, right? Which to me it really doesn't make sense why a robot is burning its finger on an overheated gun. Maybe it's just me, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but that's just me. But I think a branching ability system would have been much more utilized in this kind of scenario to really customize your characters. You would have been able to really customize them based on the areas that you really want to target into. So as far as weapons go, weapons are customizable once you reach your second level weapon. The first level weapon is just basically your base weapon that nothing can be done with. But once you hit level 2 on your weapon, then that'll unlocks the ability that you can upgrade your sight and other areas on your weapons once you've earned those extra functions. So, in the end, what's the conclusion? Is this a buy? Is this a not? Well, for me, this is a buy. So for me, the pros outweigh the cons, with Galactic Assault, Starfighter, and Strike being the star game modes in this game. They really provide enough enjoyment and challenge that would make me want to buy this game. On a scale of 1 to 10, this game gets an 8 for me. So I hope this review was helpful in you making your decision if you want to buy or not on Star Wars Battlefront II. If you will, please hit the thumbs up if this was helpful, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications when new uploads come down the line. I appreciate it, and tune in next time for Buy or Not.